Afternoon all. So last night, season 4, episode 1 of Gotham, named Pax Penguina, something like that. Penguina? Can't quite say it very well. Aired, and this morning I had the luxury of watching the first episode. All I can tell you, it just didn't disappoint me. I did not expect too much to happen in this first episode. It's pretty much setting up the standard and the theme for the first half, or maybe possibly the whole of the season. But I pretty much suspect it's going to be the first half of the season. There are many differences, not massive differences, in this new season, which I'm going to get into. So the first one would be the Penguin. His attitude in this new season, it's very different. He's a little bit more cold, he's a little bit more aggressive, where in the past 3 seasons he has been driven on his emotions, and obviously from the end of season 3 you know why this is. It was actually a nice touch to see a bit more of an aggressive and non-negotiable kind of Penguin. It was actually really cool, really interesting. He has pretty much firm control of the city, which is actually a really nice touch. I'm not going to give away too much because if you haven't seen the episode, I don't want to spoil it for you. Moving on to the best bit of the whole of this episode for me was the return of Jonathan Crane. Now, I've been waiting for this moment since season 1. Honest to God, Scarecrow for me is one of the best villains in the Batman universe. For me, his fear toxin, the way he uses his fear toxin, it just makes him a great villain for me in my eyes. I'm going to try and not give too much away on this one, but you don't actually see him as Scarecrow straight away. He does actually get kidnapped, but there is a point in this episode where he gets locked in a room, and that is the birth of the Scarecrow. It was very cool. To me, that was the best scene out of this whole episode. I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to see further episodes to see what he's going to do, because this Scarecrow's got so much potential in the Batman universe, especially in this series. I just can't wait to see what develops from this. Moving on to Bruce Wayne, he is very different in this as well. He is a little bit more like the older Bruce Wayne. He's starting to become the playboy. You can see his demeanour and persona has changed. He's a lot more confident. He's very set on goals, which I actually thought was really cool. It's a really good evolution step from the last series as well. As far as the Batman evolution is in this episode, you don't really see too much, to be fair. You do see him do a bit of crime fighting, but you do actually get to see him do a lot of detective work as well. Well, a bit more detective work. It's not as skilled and as honed as a later, say, the older Batman would be, but it's the start of the evolution of Batman. There is a nice little scene with a skylight which reminded me of a few other things, and it also introduced the disappearing act that Bruce Wayne and Batman also does on Commissioner or Detective Gordon. In this, like I said, if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm on about. If you haven't seen the episode, I'm not going to give too much away. All in all, other characters in there. Catwoman, Selena Kyle, she's very different, but not too much different from the last series. You don't see a lot of her, to be fair. All I can say is that she has honed her fighting skills quite a lot. She has got a different kind of persona and demeanour to her as well, but it's nothing too dramatic. Other characters in there, which you do get to see a tiny little bit of a Riddler, but I don't really expect to see the Riddler till about episode 4, maybe 5, possibly. Might be a bit earlier, or it might even be a little bit later by then. But either way, throughout the whole of the episode, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, didn't expect too much. Can't wait for the rest of the season. I seriously can't wait till next week to see the next episode, which I can't remember the name of it. I've seen it, but I really cannot remember the name of the next episode. Anyway, the point is, like I said, really can't wait. This is going to be a regular thing every week. After I watch the episode, I'm going to review it. I haven't done reviews on my channels for such a long time, so I do apologise if I'm a little bit all over the place and stuttery. It's just I haven't done it for a long time, and I have got a lot going around in my head when I want to talk about it. Anyway, on that note, please tell me what you think of this first episode of season 4 so far, and put that in the comments down below. Are you enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? I know it's only the first episode, but please put your thoughts in the comments down below. Hope you have a great rest of the day. Whatever you're doing, please take care and goodbye.